Last week, I started the build out on the high top in my 1985 Volkswagen van. I installed furring strips, insulation, and started screwing in the ceiling panels. There's just one issue though. I'm extremely indecisive in what I want to do. I did screw up some pine planks on the ceiling without any vapor barrier or anything, and then I thought about it while I was at work in Northwest Wyoming all week, and then I made the mistake of swinging by Home Depot on my way over to my friend's house here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and picked up a lot more wood. So this week I'm going to be taking down the pine planks that I previously installed and installing this vapor barrier along with some cedar planks. Also, I was able to get some extra thinsulate from my friend Tyler. It's some stuff that he had left over from his van build, so I could finish off the front portion of my high top. The ceiling definitely looks good, but I don't really have my heart set on pine. I spent a lot of time, like a couple hours, just getting this square up here, but I don't know. It's just not good enough. The ceiling definitely looks really, really good, and it tears my heart out to rip it out, but I had my heart set on cedar because it smells really good, and it's a little bit more of a tougher wood than pine, because putting these tongue and grooves together, some of the slats peeled up a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I got it for a really good deal at Home Depot because none of them were in the packaging, so I got the whole bundle for $15. So it's not too bad just to scrap it. So I'm thinking for this vapor barrier, I do a couple of sections because it's going to be a lot easier to deal with a few sections than like 3 or even 2 very large sections. It's just not going to work out like I think it's going to work out. And maybe I could just spray glue it up, or just a few sections to hold it up there so I could get some furring strips, and I'm gonna have to feel around for these furring strips once the vapor barrier is up, so I could like screw down the barrier in sections like this and put these guys up here. Not too many, just whatever makes sense, and see how it goes from there. So step 1, I'm gonna get this somewhat cut out. I would like to say that my knowledge on interior build-outs on vans or vehicles alone is very, very limited. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, but that's obviously not stopping me from diving headfirst into this whole entire project. My main goal here is to show you guys that anything is possible with a little bit of hard work. Alright, we are finally making some progress here. I got some strips up and I went ahead and taped the whole bottom side of this vapor barrier. It's held up with, I took the aluminum tape here and just kind of folded it over itself to make some double stick tape for the roof and held it up that way. It was kind of a pain and it's kind of sagging in the rear, as you could tell. But once I get the strips up on the back, the horizontal strips, then it should be pretty tight there. I'm installing this vapor barrier so moisture doesn't get into the insulation and freeze during the winter. And because whenever I cook anything that has a lot of smell or grease, it doesn't linger too long. Furring strips, insulation, vapor barrier, roof fan vent, and more furring strips is all done. The only thing left to do is to run some wire for the lights that are going to be going in and put up the cedar planking. So I just ended up getting this 12 gauge sheathed red and black marine grade wire from Amazon. I don't know how many feet this roll is. 50 feet of wire, so it doesn't look like 50 feet. Anyway, I'm gonna just tape it up where I think the lights are gonna go and mark it before I put the actual wood on, and hopefully I can find it once it's all up. Well, I'm not the best with wiring, and this is no exception for what my skill set is. So I ran this wire is way too thick, and it's obviously not staying up there, but I had some smaller gauge wire, so I just ran one wire going on this side and then teed off of it pretty much to go to this side. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wires, 8 lights. It's wired for 8 lights. That's what I'm trying to say. All that's up. I'm going to start throwing these cedar panels on. All right, let's see if all of these lights work. I still have 2 more to install in the very back, but I'm just gonna touch the positive and negative to the battery terminals here. Oh. That's crazy. It's so bright. That's nuts. Okay, I'm gonna have it on a dimmer so it's not super bright all the time, but that'll come in the future. I think I'm just gonna wire these to switch for now. The ceiling is coming together nicely. I've got the sides on. Now I just need to fill in the extra little spots. And while I'm doing this, Alex is tackling one of the best parts of the van, is the light bar. I'm all packed up. I've got to head back up to Jackson, Wyoming now because I've got to work tomorrow, and it's actually the 4th of July today. So I think I've got a couple friends that are wanting to hang out, and I'm gonna try and boogie out of here pretty early and get up there at a reasonable time today. But we got a lot of progress done here in the van. Got all of the lights up, half of this wall up. I ran out of screws, so I've got it mounted pretty good. And obviously the middle ceiling, I got this little bracket made so I could tie in the filler piece here. I'll probably do a couple of thin boards to cover that up there, just at an angle, and figure it out from there. I'm not too sure, but it's coming together nicely. My only hope is that it doesn't all come crashing down on those washboard and dirt roads that I like to go down. So we'll see when the time comes. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hit the road. I'm all packed up here. Got a couple leftover pieces of wood. I'm going to be bringing the rest of my cedar board, so after work and stuff I could do a couple little projects. I've got all my tools with me, so it shouldn't be too difficult. And yeah, hopefully my engine doesn't blow up on the drive back. Okay, I can't leave yet because I used all of my battery power on my new lights and the fan running all night, so we got on the battery charger. Hopefully this works. I'm back in Northwest Wyoming, and man, these lights are insane. This van is turning out really, really well. And I mean, come on, look at this view from sitting down on the couch. This is what I had visioned this entire time. Once it's done, of course, it'll be pretty cool. I've got a lot of lights here. I was gonna cap this off, but now I'm reconsidering it. I might go inset. I don't know. Like I said before, I am the most indecisive person I know, so I'm sure I'll change my mind like at least 10 other times before this high top is completely finished. Like, I still have a bunch of stuff just shoved up there because I need to do a little reorganizing after having this thing just blown apart and doing all the work on it. And I'm probably gonna take a break from the high top build. I'm gonna finish all the little things like that, and I'm gonna use up the rest of the cedar and see where it goes in the next week or two. And as far as it being like completely finished, that might take some time because my engine noise has not gotten any better. It's hasn't gotten much worse, which is obviously good, but not much better either. And the transmission, remember I went to Synchrofest a couple of weeks ago, and on my way back, the transmission started making some noise, and that noise has gotten a lot worse. And it's gotten to the point where it's a little bit concerning. It sounds like a bearing is going out, maybe a main shaft bearing. I'm not too sure. I'm no transaxle professional, especially these 094s. I'm not sure. I had this transmission rebuilt 3 years ago, and yeah, we'll see. I might go back to the same builder. I might go somewhere else. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics with pulling the transaxle out and still being able to go to work. Like, do I just park it here in somewhere in Jackson, in the forest, where I could camp legally for multiple days or weeks at a time and then just bike to work? I'm not too sure. Not exactly sure on the answer to that question, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll just buy another van and drive that around for a month and send the transmission off. Or I could like limp it to a transmission specialist. There's only a few in the country, and a few reputable ones, I should say, in the country. And yeah, we'll figure that out when I do it, and it'll all be last minute. And yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I've got to go to work. I'm working here double tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.